There are a few potential consequences and political deadlocks surrounding a looming U.S. government shutdown scheduled for midnight going into Wednesday without a funding agreement. Political leaders from both parties, including President Donald Trump, Vice President J.D. Vance, and Democratic minority leaders, are quoted discussing the failure to reach a deal, with Democrats demanding concessions on healthcare policies. Congressional Democrats are refusing to give Republicans the vote they need to pass a short-term funding agreement, demanding overall to Medicaid cuts and extensions to healthcare tax credits that Republicans don't want to touch. If the shutdown occurs, it will impact millions of federal employees, including military members working without pay, and the potential closure of national parks and museums. Furthermore, critical services like FDA safety review of livestock feed and some Justice Department civil litigations could be curtailed, although mandatory spending programs like Social Security and the U.S. Postal Service would remain operational. Some agencies are preparing for mass firing, reduction in force, a significant escalation from previous shutdowns, and it's reported that food pantries in the D.C. area are already seeing increased demands from financially strained, stressed government and military families. The last shutdown began in December of 2018 during Trump's first term and was the longest shutdown in history, 35 days. During that shutdown, some federal workers began showing up at food banks and many essential workers began to call in sick. Union officials said many of them couldn't afford the childcare or the gas needed to get to work. Okay, so why can't they come to an agreement on the actual budget when that's their job, right? Is to look out for the American public and do what's in our best interest. And one of them is trying to figure out what to do with this budget bill, right? Millions of Americans are set to lose health care or having their premium doubled or tripled. And so I guess we're kind of in limbo, kind of waiting to see what the fate is of us for that. I guess the Democrats, they're saying, let's handle this now. The Republicans are saying, let's create something short term and then we'll handle that in the future. And the Democrats are saying, no, let's take care of this. We've been kicking this back. Let's take care of this now. Unfortunately for us, to do that, there has to be a government shutdown, right? And a lot of people don't understand. During a government shutdown, a lot of government workers don't get paid. Some do, some don't. And so it's just not good for anybody overall. So, right now I haven't heard anything. And it seems like it may be happening.